2 in the morning. We're on our way to the Orlando airport. Past about 5. We will fly from Orlando to Atlanta to the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, yeah. And once we're there, we will get on a 48-foot catamaran for a week. It's sort of a trial for us to see if boat life is something we continue to pursue.
And thus it begins.
And thus it begins, yeah.
You know, pack real lightly, so I'm not wearing any underwear or anything like that. Just
Perfect.
like the commandos.
That's what we're doing. Okay, this is our first day aboard One Life. We slept great last night. We enjoyed just a wonderful evening of learning about the boat and partially and hanging out and getting to know each other. And so today's going to be super exciting because we learned about how to run the kitchen this morning, and we're getting ready to go get some fuel. So obviously Dale and I aren't that helpful yet, but we're watching and learning, and so we're going to get some fuel. And then a little bit later today, we're actually going to change locations, and we're going to buddy boat with a charter boat who has a regular route where they take their charter guests. So we're going to get to do some snorkeling and see some different islands, and super cool. And that's our host Amy. She's getting her sails ready. There's Jack. He's getting the fenders and bumpers out so that we can go to the dock. Here's our beautiful surroundings. You can hear a steel drum band group in the background. There's a cruise ship that came in just a little while ago. Super exciting. Dale tossing his first deck line. Woohoo! Awesome. Woohoo! These are neutral. And there's
distant place, just us two. So when you
top bar and our current guests are Tammy.
Worry about a thing. There goes every little thing. You're gonna be alright. Yeah, my baby's not sorry about a thing. Everybody sings every little thing.
Oh, hi. I'm Lee from Texas. Howdy.
Howdy! All right, what's the next song? Good night. When a girl walks in with a little bit of waist around and in your face, you get sprung. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Why can't I find another woman like that?
so when you
So where have you guys traveled to as far as countries?
That's close enough because that's not in the.
So the bed is messy because we're going to bed right now, and I just climbed in and thought I should make a video of our quarters. We have some drawer space, we have a closet space, we have a queen size bed. This is our head. My husband just took a shower, so it probably is not a good idea to open the shower, but here we are. This is our shower. This is our toilet and our sink and our shower, which I can't see anything because there's so many things hanging on the hook in front of me. So, this is where we go to bed at night and take our showers at night and all the things. So, it is, I don't even know what day of the week it is. That's pretty grand. We're getting ready to leave this beautiful anchorage behind me in the USVI, and we're on our way to the British Virgin Islands for another day of learning about the boat and snorkeling, and took a hike yesterday to a really cool sugarcane mill, the remains of it.
Just us two. I'll follow you.
Yeah, today we'll learn how to check into a country. Usually just the main captain of the boat goes in with passports, documentation. You have to pay a fee to enter the country for however many days you're there. So, and yeah, lots to learn, but we are truly, truly loving this experience, and we can no doubt see ourselves taking a few years to live this lifestyle. Chase, are you enjoying the day? How about you, Jade? Jade, how are you feeling about today? I see a beach right over there that you might get to go enjoy soon. It's your lucky day. Good doggies. I don't know if you can see the moving creatures on the beach, but there are wild goats right there on the beach. Apparently they were brought here for food back in the day for sailors and maritime people who came through, and now they just live. And our hosts have 2 dogs on board, which creates another level of things to think about, be prepared for while you're sailing. They try to get them to the beach once or twice a day. So before we pull anchor and start on our way, they're taking their dogs to the beach. This is the buddy boat that we have been sailing with the past few days. They are getting their boat prepared for our next destination. The crew and dogs are back on this boat. We'll lift the anchor and have about an hour sail to get to our next destination. Most of the boats tonight have attached to the mooring pole. That's all water, so that you don't have to anchor. And there's a charge for that. And I don't know where he went, but a man just came by to collect the trash and to collect fees for that mooring. It's the morning of the 20th, and we're waking up in the BVI to the smell of bacon, which is one of my favorite ways to wake up, in a beautiful, hazy surrounding of little islands dotted here and there. Yesterday we sort of spent a beach day at sort of a touristy place, which was fun. We had some margaritas and some food, but today we're taking a longer sail. Wind permitting, we might motor most of the way to Bass. So I'm excited for that, and I promise to make videos when I get there. We are traveling upwind to get to our destination, which is necessary for where we're going, so there's no sails, we're just motoring. I had to go below deck for just a quick second to put some clothes in the washer machine. And I'm doing all right up here where I can see the horizon, but down below I am not acclimated for that yet. So I'm gonna sit right here for a little bit. This vessel does a 2-anchor system, so they're working on the first anchor. Once they're sure it's secure, they'll put on the bridle, and then they deploy their second anchor. So the anchor was deemed secure, and now they are attaching the bridle to the main anchor, and from there a secondary anchor.
Reverse idle, it doesn't matter what engine's fine, babe. So if we had caught sand this time, you want to make the engine just like that. Right now we're going to
big boulders with pools of warm water in between. There's the ocean right out there. So pretty. Oh, you are so big. That again.
We're sailing today.
Yay!
I like it.
After we eat our yummy grapefruit that Dale just cut, we're going to sail.
That's good.
It's a breezy Sunday morning, and we are getting ready to leave this anchorage, go back towards St. John. This afternoon we are going to be eating tacos on at a floating taco restaurant where we're eating tacos on a mat or something. Sounds exciting. But for the first time since we've been on the boat, we're putting up the mainsail. And the wind conditions seem right that we might be able to fully sail without power for a stretch of our journey today. I think we're going about 18 miles and it should take about 3 hours. So I'm excited to see this big beautiful sail up on the mast. So this is a 48-foot boat So it's a bigger boat than we've ever been on. When you're motoring, it feels, it's in some way, you know, I understand the motoring part. We've owned boats before. But what's intimidating to me is the sails. We've never had a sailboat. I can't wait to see the sail come up. That's a big ass sail right there. The main sail is up and now the head sail is up. And I think in just a few moments we will turn off the power and we will be sailing. Whew. We're sailing, y'all. Motor's off. Going about 5 knots. So things need to happen while you're underway, like repairs. Jack's got his tools out, making some repairs. We just got the call from the helm station that the mooring ball is ahead. And the boys are ready to catch that ball. And this is where we will be staying for the night. Sorry all you land people in your house bedrooms. Here's where I'm sleeping. And I'm not apologizing. So are you getting it fixed?
Yeah.
All right.
Sort of.
Tell me.
Okay, so the anchor windlass was skipping chains. I was letting it go through, and we were looking at it. We pulled it apart. So there's a couple of issues here. If you can look at this right here, these teeth. You can see how they're square on the back side and they're kind of round on the front side.
Okay.
So what the chain has actually started to wear those off.
Yeah.
And so it's not gripping them as well as it should.
Yeah.
And so it's just allowing them to slip around.
Gotcha.
So, but while we had it off, we decided to look at, there was a chain counter, and there's the magnet, there's backside of one of the magnets. The other side was in one of these little holes and it was just completely rusted. So we're going to change we're going to put a new magnet in here, and we think that will solve the anchor counter problem.
Okay.
So we're partially fixing it, but we know he needs a new one of these.
All together.
This is called a capstone, I think.
Okay.
To finish it. But that's it.
All right, cool. Catching the mooring ball.
40 feet. 30 feet. 15 feet.
The netting they have around the boat for the dog's safety, if you have kids on board, that's worth having. I plan on having it on my boat, but it makes it a little trickier to run the lines from the mooring ball. I think they're called the deck lines. But you have to put them under the netting. But they have a system, and the boys do it well. Once they get their lines secured, then they make the bridle people.
Just as we tied off to the mooring ball, we got approval to come back.
All right, so we were in the U.S.
We were in the British Virgin Islands, came back to the U.S. Virgin Islands.
And so there's an app where we can check in, and we did that underway before we started our 1 hour trip to where we are. And so she showed me how to do that and put our passports in, and we're approved. We're here to be back in the U.S. So that's good. Cool. Okay, I'm at the coolest taco shop ever. Here's your table. The waitress is there. She'll come by and take our orders. Thank you. This is how our drinks are being served. Cheers, y'all. So, I think I just had the best taco of my life. And I definitely had the best 2 margaritas I've ever had in my life. I did. Under the full buck moon, y'all.
Do this kind of diving. You're going from your boat to your dinghy, out to the place, dropping an anchor off the dinghy, you know, or maybe there's a dinghy mooring ball that you tie to.
Right. Look who's at the helm.
That's off the mooring ball.
All right. Dale's learning to make a soft shot.
Money, baby, money.
Jack's a good teacher. Today is the 23rd. It is our last day aboard One Life. We've had a fabulous week. We've learned so much. We've confirmed that buying a boat is our first retirement adventure that we're going to take. So now it's a matter of finding the right boat. This particular one does feel like the right size and style for us, so I think we're going to do our best to be patient to get the right one. Today, before we take off from this anchorage at Christmas Cove, there's some snorkeling we're going to do. I guess there's starfish. I'm seeing turtle everywhere. And there's a sunken monohull from about 4 years ago that's swimming distance from the boat here, and apparently the way it's turned in the water, there's a portion of it that's only 4 feet underwater, so even snorkeling we'll be able to see a good portion of it. We leave here a little before noon, I think, and then we're going back to Long Bay where we started. From there, Dale and I are going to get off the boat and catch a plane just to hop to St. Croix, another island, and we'll stay on land for a week. And we want to do some scuba diving from there and just hang out before we go home. Talk, debrief about all the stuff we've learned. And so we're buying the boat knowing that it'll be just he and I most of the time, but we're hoping that there will be family join us often and friends that join us. Even if you don't want to sail, we'll pick great anchorages where people can show up and be on the boat for a while. And I'm just really excited. And one of my fears was that we would be so unplugged and disconnected that we would kind of stop caring what was going on in the world. And I am a social being. You know, where would I find that way to be energized by other people? And there is no shortage of opportunities to be with people. And like-minded people, all doing the same thing, all out there on the ocean, willing to help one another, share information. So we'll still have great opportunities to be a good neighbor. And just to think about, Dale's 65 this year and I'm 60, and if we don't do this kind of adventure now, we can't put it off. It's something we have to do because it has a limitation. But even with that comes some security that it's not forever. You know, we're gonna make the most of it while we can do it, because there will be a time we need to get off the boat and go live back in a house on land. And I can't think of anything better for your mind and your spirit than, as you go through this aging process and as you know, come what may, we'll always have these adventures and these things to talk about. And I think the more you can prepare for older age with sweet memories, I think that probably helps you age better mentally. So anyway, thanks for following the journey. I'm sure I'll post more stuff next week, but it's been an incredible week. Named our boat. Dale's call sign for his whole career has been Tiny. I decided I needed to be represented as well. With my bubbly personality, I'm going to be Bubbles. That's my boat name, and we're naming our boat Tiny Bubbles. And here's our theme song. Tiny Bubbles is our boat. Tiny Bubbles, thank God it floats. Tiny Bubbles, gonna take us all over with a feeling that I'm gonna love it till the end of time. So here's to the golden moon, and here's to the silver sea, and mostly here's a toast to you and me. Tiny Bubbles is our boat. Tiny Bubbles, thank God it floats. Tiny Bubbles, gonna take us all over, making memories that are gonna last us till the end of time.
Woohoo! That was fantastic.